What's up, Chiefs? 05, the last class with class. Man, I got a little podcast, Life and Love. I got my girl Casey Jackson on, first episode. What's up, Casey?
Hey, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
I'm good.
Today.
Oh man, it's all love. We've been working. So I want to do something for the whole group. I think we got to have content. We just gotta push. We gotta push love. We gotta push more love. And this reunion coming up, I think people have to. We gotta get back in the mix. Kind of know what's going on with each other, our lives. But we can help each other. I think so. My whole purpose of this is pretty much praying together, talking to each other. Like I said, we got a new chapter of life we going into right now. So I don't want to go into it long. I'm gonna have some stuff that's come up on me that I might need some help. So I just feel like if we could just make a little platform where we can all talk and kind of like get to know each other again, so we could understand and kind of share stories to each other. So if something do come up, we can help each other in life. So let's just get ready for the next chapter. So that's pretty much the whole vision for this whole podcast. So how that sound to you, Casey?
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to go.
Cool. How your day go today? I heard you went to the Cooper Young Fest.
Yes. So, I used to work in Memphis Shelby County Schools, but I recently last year went to Haywood County. And so I commute every day. It's only about a 40-minute commute, so it's not far at all. But my Saturdays end up being jam-packed because I'm in the city all day, right? Right. So that's when I have to get all my appointments in. And then see my friends, see my family. So I did watch the Memphis game with my uncle today. So happy to see Memphis beat Florida State. And then I went to Cooper Young Fest with one of my friends. I'm actually missing the UT game, but we were playing Kent State, and the score was all us the last time I checked in. So I said, if I'm going to miss a UT football game, it can definitely be for our class reunion podcast. So
that's what's up. Yeah. Shout out to Kent State, Sean Bays too. Kent State.
Yeah.
And I don't watch Tennessee football.
But we're rooting for the Vols tonight. But
the Vols.
Not playing the Vols.
I went to UT Knox back when Reggie went to he's still up there, but a couple of times they had a football game. Y'all played Florida one year. I never forget it. It was like y'all lost the game. I think y'all lost in Florida, but the whole city was quiet and they like shut down. It was like, dang, like what's going on? Like ain't nobody outside Knoxville today. Like it just shut down. I'm like the bars was empty.
Was it when Tebow was playing? If so, I was there. I actually totaled my car going to that game.
No, it was in Florida.
No, I'm saying I went to the game. I totaled my car in Unadilla, Georgia. And it was only about an hour and a half away from Gainesville. So after we got cleared in the hospital, and it was crazy because TT, Cassandra Mosby, she ended up, they were a couple miles behind us when the accident happened. So like they ended up coming, and we was like, go ahead, we coming to the game because we were okay. My car was totaled, and Enterprise came and picked us up at the hospital and gave us a rental car. And we went on the way to Florida and got whooped in the swamp.
Dang.
So it was a great experience being in the swamp, but going through all of that, supporting the Vols, just to get whooped like that. So I'm happy to know Knoxville was quiet and in the house after that happened.
Yeah. That's wild. But I just thought about it. I'm sorry. At the bottom of the screen, y'all says pray for Kevin Terry and the Cole Jones family. Yes. We know what happened. So we're gonna leave it at that. So we're gonna just pray for them and just support the family. If you know them, try reach out. And also I do want to kind of talk about we kind of need a 05 like a class flower fund. That sounds like a cool idea?
Yeah, it sounds like a cool idea. I think I know we talked about this earlier. My mom, she's in an alumni association. She went to Manassas, and they don't play. She just celebrated her 50th. High school reunion, and they have different funds for different class members and families to support as well. So I definitely think it's a good idea.
Exactly. So like I said, we want to show as much support we can because, like you said, like when we found out about Kevin, I just remember his face, remember his smile and his hair. But like I said in my post when I first, I guess, made a post, it was like we feel it. You know, when our classmate passed, friend, family member, you feel it, and it's like, you know, part of you kind of die. You know, but so we have to find better ways to like give that person respect for their life, and it helps us also. We're gonna keep that person in our memories, and also we're gonna show the family that the support that, you know, he was loved also by people, his classmates at that, you know, people he grew up with. So that to me is very, very important. And I think like I said, we head into a whole new chapter, and you know how that goes, but we gotta get ready. We gotta get ready, and we gotta get closer. We gotta get closer to Christ and closer to each other. We gotta do something different, but we have to come together. So that's all I want to say about that. But like I said, pray for both families.
Absolutely.
So Casey Jackson, why are you here today? Let me see. Let's get to it, right?
I was like, I'm here because you told me to be here.
I told you, you came on. Casey, you're like me in so many ways, right?
Yes.
Like my dad always time, right? He's like, be on time. Like, so me, I get anxiety if I'm not on time. Like, I hate to be late, right? So I get a lot of time I'm talking to you lately. It's like Casey the same way. She hates to be late. It's like you be texting like, I'm on my way. I'm like, you cool, Casey? You cool? She's like, no, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then you update me every time. Like, I said, she's kind of like me. I'm similar, just like that.
I don't like people waiting on me, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like I don't want them to wait on me and be like, what's she doing? Where is she? Like, she was supposed to be here. So I like to communicate, especially if I'm behind. Yeah. And if I am behind, it is not totally on me, because if it's up to me, I'm gonna be on time or early. Yeah. So I did try to communicate like, hey Ryan, I'm walking in the house.
So when you go on dates, you never late?
No.
Okay.
If I am, like I said, if it's something beyond my control, then I'm going to communicate that, because I don't want anybody sitting there waiting like, where is she?
Right.
So yeah, I do try to be on time. Now I might be in the parking lot and not inside, because I don't want to be the one at the table waiting on somebody else. But
yeah,
I do try my best to be timely and to respect other people's time.
Exactly. I appreciate that. I'm the same way. But like I said, I got you here because we had a conversation. You know, I called Casey. I called Robin, Casey, and Candace. Like I said, it was us four at first, right? But I call them so often, right? But you know, first of all, let's start over. My wife gave permission to call everybody for the reunion, right? So it's a thing like, you know, hey, reach out to whoever you need to reach out to. Let's make it happen, right? So I'm making phone calls, right? I don't like texting. I just don't. I gotta talk to you. I gotta hear your voice, right? Mm-hmm. So one day, just like maybe last week, I'm at the station. I called Casey. I think this subject is called power, memories, and connections, right? Mm-hmm. So it was funny because Casey I said, hey, call me when you can. She said, cool. She called. So we're talking. I'm trying to make a point. I always try to make a point I always bring a story up for some reason, but I be feeling it. I be in the spirit, right? So I was trying to tell Casey about my mom and what she did for a woman. Well, it's a story. I'm gonna tell you the story. I'm not gonna tell you the whole story, but I will say it was my mom and another woman came together, and my mom kind of helped this woman walk in faith, because this woman had breast cancer. My mom had breast cancer back in the 2000s, and she survived it twice. So she helped this woman through this journey, right? So I tell Casey this story about how this whole connection came about. And it was about my dad. I used to live in Whitehaven a long time ago. So it was about my dad. So we moved to Raleigh when I was like 5. Came out here to Raleigh to work, you know, Craigmont at. Went to Raleigh Bartlett. But kind of find out is I get 31 years old. I'm not on Facebook at the time. I'm on Facebook for about 8 years, maybe 8 to 9 years. So my brother Reggie kept on hitting me up like, hey man, there's some guy he keep talking about he our brother, right? So I'm looking like, I don't know. My dad ain't say, I don't know nothing about it. So eventually, about 3 years passed. He get a hold of my sister. He gets a hold of my sister, and she kind of like, she pressing the issue. So she kind of pressed my dad about it. And so one day my mom had called me. She said, I want you to come over here. I kind of knew what happened. I said, okay, I think I know what's going on. Because my sister told me already that she going to tell if he don't tell it. I guess that, hey, I respect it, I guess, So she told it. I had a 30, if I'm 34 at the time, he 37. 37-year-old brother I never knew. It's crazy, right? But we like best friends to this day. So I'm telling this story to Casey, right? And I know what.
I'm gonna stop you, Ryan. Because see, the reason Ryan told me the story is because something I said to him. He said that he moved from Whitehaven to Raleigh, the Raleigh area. And I said, now Ryan, people generally do not move across downtown. Like if you grew up south of downtown, you may move, but you still stay south of downtown. If you grew up north of downtown, you generally move, north of downtown. Like for example, if you grew up in Whitehaven and you may move to South Haven, you may move to Olive Branch. Like you're not moving to Raleigh Bartlett. So I told him that was very unheard of, especially back then when his family moved, because people generally did not and don't for the most part move across downtown. Like downtown is the divider. And so that led Ryan to telling me that story.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right. But when he's telling me this story, I'm like, you hadn't told me the name yet. But I had already started thinking from the description that you gave. I was like, I think I have seen this person, because when I first saw this person, because he was dating somebody that I was friends with on social media, I was like, he looks like Reggie with dreads.
Exactly.
I was like, I started, I got my phone up, started doing my research before you ever said his name. And then when you said his name, I was like, that's exactly who I was over here looking for.
Look,
I'm
telling you, when that man over that picture, I looked at the dude and said, he look just like you. I don't know him.
Your daddy couldn't deny that one, okay?
He couldn't deny it. They did DNA test. Hey, it was his baby. But me and the guy, best friend, we talk almost every day. So family. I love it. But like I said, my mom, she knew the woman a long time ago too. My dad had this kid while he was married to my mom, right? So this 30, 40 years later, she can't go nowhere. It is what it is. She accepted. She's a minister this time. We went to the family house. We all met each other. They had a talk, and I guess they made a bond. And my mom, she was a nice, kind lady. She was like a minister. She prayed with this lady, and she they became friends. She told her about the scare of cancer, about breast cancer, and my mom and her became tight. And like I said, she didn't have it, but my mom, she didn't have to do that, So I was just trying to tell Casey like the connections of how people get connected, and that was a story that was something on my mind when she said that. It was like, what? It was crazy. Then she started telling me about. Then she told me about she was connected to my neighborhood through another story. We don't got to tell her stories, but in my neighborhood, to me, it's like my sanctuary. It's like it's like I could tell you, I don't take pictures. I mostly just remember things, right? So if I close my eyes, I can name pretty much every kid in the neighborhood, right? It's about 20, 25 Craigmont kids who went to the neighborhood. I could tell you house by house, street by street. So when she said she was from the neighborhood, kind of like, I felt like we connected again. Like, hold on. I said, I got to talk to Casey about some more stuff, right? So that's how she got on this first podcast about connection. I just felt like it was so much more. And the best thing about this whole story about the connection part with Casey is me and her didn't even hang out in high school. We didn't hang out in high school at all.
No, I was friends with his brother, Reggie, and I took a lot of classes together. But I think that's also, it's crazy to say out loud, but I don't know a lot of our class, right? Like not the way that I feel like that I should. Right. And the reason for that is I went to Keystone kindergarten through 6th grade. I went to Craigmont 7 through 12, but I was in one cohort of a class. And so all of my classes, for the most part, were with the same people. Some of them kindergarten through 12, some of them like 7 through 12. So outside of you generally in high school, you meet people because you're in class with them. So that was somewhat removed from me because of the classes that I took. So I had to meet people through other people.
Right.
So
I mean, like you said, at least you know that was Reggie's little brother. I went by little Reggie for a long time, which was cool with me. I never cared.
I knew your name was Ryan. I knew you were Reggie's little brother, Ryan.
It was a girl named Candace. She was 06. So I'm at the hospital. What's up, Reggie? Looking like, I said, cool, right? So next time I go to the hospital, like the next day, what's up, Reggie? I said, okay, cool, right? And then I called her again, third time. I said, hey, look, it's Ryan. She said, what? You ain't Reggie? I said, no, I ain't Reggie. So like, it's funny because she kept on calling me Reggie. I'm like, I get it because people call you little Reggie all the time, right? But like I said, man, my brother, we had fun. I love my brother. We fought all the time, but we never had issues like that. So I never mind being little Reggie. So that was always cool. Like I said, 7th grade, he was 8th grade. My sister was 12th grade. So we know 7th through 12th, we was the 12th graders sometimes throughout the day, right? So I was little Rosalind at some point, I was always somebody, little son, right? But I was cool with that. But I knew I had my own identity.
Right.
But that was always, funny to me. But it was fun, like I said. But me and Casey, we didn't know each other like that. I just knew of her. I knew she was, like I said, we didn't take classes. But of course, you see people, so you can recognize and you put faces together, names together. Casey was more popular on that side, so you would know her more than she would know you probably. But it's cool too.
And I don't even feel like I was popular.
You were. You were popular. You were a cheerleader. Cheerleaders, like, if you got football players, basketball players, cheerleaders, like, people gonna remember those faces, But the thing about me and Casey connection, even though we didn't hang out, like, I started hanging with her sister after high school, and then a friend named Mike, then we have a mutual friend named Mike Jones and his wife go to church together, Casey and them. So sometimes you go there. So I would see Casey throughout my 20s, hear about Casey throughout my 20s and 30s. So I always heard Casey Jackson's name. It was always a connection there with Casey, right? So it was never an issue. If I ever saw Casey 20 years from now, like I do now, right? Hey, what's up? And just get to talking, right? But so that leads me to, I guess, my second story, right? So the second story of this conversation of our connection was what we're doing right now. So the whole reunion, right? So let me start back to like kind of beginning of the reunion. Like I said, I just felt like, God put on my spirit to kind of like, reconnect with our classmates. I wasn't too big on school spirit, but I just love people spirits. And when I think back, I think about a lot of you guys, a lot of our classmates. And I just feel like childhood is something you don't want to lose touch of. People you remember, people you just don't want to lose that connection. Because like I said, when you hear them pass, it hurts you, right? So I said, so it started growing in my spirit to try to, see what's going on. Let's try to make this happen. So I did a lot of reaching out, but get to one of my good friends, Candace. Candace is just a sweetheart, Yeah. So I reached out to Candace. So I just want to know, because she didn't know what was in my spirit. She didn't know, but she knew that I sound like I'm serious, right? So I just told her, I said, man, I want to do something, and I want to make it happen, but can you do me a favor? She was like, what? I said, tell Casey Jackson, hit Casey Jackson up for me. I want Casey Jackson part of this, right? So I'm looking like, so it's kind of like, I said it knowing like, okay, Casey, why I say Casey Jackson? I know why I say Casey Jackson. You don't know why I say Casey Jackson though at the time, but I knew Casey Jackson that I remember. She gonna take care of business. Everybody will take care of business, but I like Casey Jackson for sure. That's the person I remember for sure that's gonna handle it. I don't know your resume, Casey, but I know you did your thing. I say that. I know one time I called you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Appreciate it. I know one time I called you early on this whole thing. I said I called you because the first time we talked, I was like, hey Casey, if something goes left, you think you can handle it? She like, well, I can, but if I don't want to, but if I have to, I will. But like, she don't know me yet. I said, you don't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna handle it. but I just want to know if you got my support, if I got your support, or so. But even then, so for Casey, it's like I kind of I look at her as somebody who take care of business. So I called her one day. I was like, I bouncing ideas off. I wasn't really sure, but I wanted to know what she felt, and I told her, I said, man, I called you for a reason because I know you don't. So what you mean by that, Ryan? I just couldn't find a word. But I'm like, just know, it's a reason I put you. It's a reason I want you on this team, right? So we're gonna fast forward to the story. So Casey gets on the team. We're texting, talking. We come up with good strategies, and then the next day, Robin comes out of nowhere. Robin, she's the sweetest person. She's one of the sweetest person I ever met. She has a wonderful spirit, right? Okay. I didn't really know Robin too well in high school. I knew she stayed in my neighborhood. I know I played basketball over here. She lived right there, so I see her. But as far as school wise, I didn't really talk to her too much, right? So when she came onto the team, I was like, man, this is growing. I said, man, it's growing with the right people too, right? So we texting, and then so one day in the group chat one morning, I just feel like y'all blessed me so much with y'all helping out, and as far as just y'all excited. Every conversation I had with y'all on the phone, y'all was excited. Y'all wanted this to happen. So one day I just text y'all some encouraging words, and I just felt it was from the heart, really. And then y'all just came back and blessed me, by 10, with the words y'all said to me. And then, but like I said, when you text, you said something. You said, Ryan, you should be the chaplain of the class. And I laughed. I kind of laughed it off, right? I said I'll be honored to be the chaplain for the committee, and
I said I'm serious.
Yeah, so I was like, LOL. She said I'm serious. I was like, this all text, but I'm like, this Casey Jackson saying, hey, I'm serious. So we got to go to another story to understand why. When she said I took it so serious, right? So this about to get a little touchy, right?
Look, tell your story. Like I told you, let him use you, because you do have a calling on your life, Ryan.
Yeah.
And even though the beginning of this, we had to iron some things out to get the ball moving. You stayed persistent because this class reunion happening was something that the Lord put on your heart, right? So that's why I'm like, I'm always going to help Craigmont. Like in my history, when I was there, since I've been gone, like Craigmont is always the top of my list. If walkthroughs had to happen at Craigmont, I'm going, right? In my old job, I'm going to do the walkthrough at Craigmont because my face is still on the wall there, right? Mm-hmm. Your face is on the wall there. And that's still in the community. It's still a part of us. So you have that calling on your life. And I know you were like, oh, I don't want to be the chaplain. Or you didn't feel like I was serious. But know that even before this situation, God has had that calling on your life to step into this space and to nurture and grow it.
Yeah. Because we said I wasn't scared. It was crazy who it came from. So that's the part. So it's kind of like, so let me get to this part right here. So it was one day early on with us, the group. I'm like, we need a yearbook so we can go ahead and send these invites out. So I had to go hunt the yearbook down. So I found the yearbook, and it was crazy because that same day I think I saw Brittany Cooper. She was walking the neighborhood. I just got the yearbook, so I'm looking like, okay, hey, that's Brittany. I'm gonna go holler her and say, hey. We spoke for a second. I get home, open the yearbook. So I go through the yearbook, and I see I go through the clubs and the sports. I'm just going through page by page. Also, they put the teachers in your book. I don't know what y'all doing. Whoever your book staff, y'all gotta figure that out. There's no teachers in there, but that's another story. But I go through the sections and I see I'm not on the track team anymore. I quit band. Cross country wasn't on that team. All the little other clubs they had, I wasn't in those pictures, right? I'm nowhere to be found in your book. And then I get to our senior heads, right? So I'm gonna show the senior head. It's kind of it's funny when I look at it now, but when I saw it a couple of weeks ago, I looked in and it kind of got a little dark, right? So y'all can laugh, you can make jokes, but I'm gonna break this picture down, right? So we got the bow tie, right? On crooked, jacket big, all that stuff, right? So in this picture, I didn't do my senior heads. So I had to come to school and they just had to take a quick picture of me, right? But I was in a place, let me see right fast, Casey. Let me see right fast. So I get to a place in my life. I was feeling like, first of all, 11th grade year, this 12th grade year, but I want to say that summer 11th grade. Well, 11th grade was my best year actually, as far as school, because it's my first time I could actually feel like I was a teenager, just the way 7th, 10th grade went as far as my home life. But 11th grade summer, I had broke my leg. Was playing basketball. Who was it? What's that rap group called, Case? House of Representatives?
Yeah, House of Representatives.
Yeah, so we played down. We was playing. We won like 8 straight. It was me, Pete, my brother, Scrap, Dex was out there, but we won like 8 straight games, right? And then Scrap was like one of my best friends ever, right? But we always had like this basketball grudge with his kids, right? So he stopped passing the basketball, right? So what happened is I take the ball from him. We winning by like 8 games. So I took the ball from him. As soon as I did that, I go to the hole and I forget the guy's name, pushed me in there. And I came down the curve, broke my leg. So I was supposed to go to FAMU band camp a couple weeks later. But I couldn't walk, right? So that kind of like discouraged me. I was kind of in a sad place in life, right? But we had a great year. I'm talking about track team. We was doing amazing. I had my best academic year, 11th grade year, because I felt free. But when I go back to like 7th through 10th grade, we had a situation in our house, a different, living dynamic where I had 2 parents, had a brother, sister, but my grandma and my auntie had moved in. My grandma moved in first around 7th grade. She got real sick. And I'm close. We're a very close family, right? So I never had a problem with helping out around the house. So my auntie moved in next year, 8th grade year. She was a former drug user. Somebody slipped on her drinks, kind of gave her mental issues. So sometimes, in the house, it wasn't a safe place. So, things happened. But it was kind of like a horror movie on some days, because some days, she have good days, and some days she turned to a whole different monster. I'm talking about she terrorize the house, tear everything up. Dad, he's get upset about it. He's get mad at my mom, everything's right. So we all have the little issue, I guess, going on. But they just had to put holy water on her, bring the pastor over, pray. Stuff you see on the movies, like real demon stuff. So it's like, and then she stayed in my room. I had to move out my room and move to my brother's room. So when she passed away, about 8th grade, was the 8th grade year, she passed away. I moved back into my room, and I was kind of facing, it was kind of some demons, I guess, right? I just felt bad spirits. But, so I didn't like being in the house. So I would go outside, and that's why I do a lot of connections with my neighborhood. That's why I remember a lot of stuff. But I get to a point I wasn't that happy. So I get to school. School was like my place of, being happy, seeing people, like people smile, I remember everybody smile. Like that was my place of peace, right? So that's what I loved about most of you guys at Craigmont. Y'all was friendly. I was friendly to y'all. Y'all treat me with kindness and all that. And then, like I said, she passed away. So, things happen. 9th grade year come around. My grandma's dementia get worse. So I'm still gotta help out the house. My brother's playing football, so he gets to, do stuff, and I gotta kind of help out the house, right? So it was one day in particular. This is where Casey come in. Eventually, I'm getting to Casey. It's a long story, but just bear with me, right? So 9th grade come around. I love basketball, of course. So 9th grade is like the year. If you make the 9th grade team, you could probably play the whole varsity year, right? So practice try to come around. I tell my mom I'm gonna try basketball, right? She said, "No, you gotta come home with your grandma." So I'm looking like, okay, cool. So come home, watch my grandma, change diaper, she don't remember anything, she don't remember your name, but you gotta, still love her, but you gotta, I had to do things I ain't need. I had to do things I didn't want to do at a young age. But so I called my auntie one day, and I was upset, and then I was just telling her that I'm mad, like I don't want to do this no more, as far as helping out, and like I'm missing opportunities at school I want to do, and I kind of got fed up. So she just told me, you're gonna be a blessing to a lot of people. Just keep doing what you're doing, I said, okay. So she called my other auntie. My other auntie is like my mom's best friend, right? Like her soul sister, right? So she tells my mom, she calls me, my auntie from Atlanta calls me, and then she tells me a lot of things. And then she says, you're going to be a pastor one day. I kind of looked at her like, what, a pastor? Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, you don't know what I just did like yesterday. Like, I'm 12, 13, whatever, how I am. I'm out here, doing what I want to do, kind of, right? So I ain't paying no mind. So time passed. We get like 30 years old. 20 years old. Come back around. She said the same thing. You're going to be a deacon, maybe a pastor. I weighed off. Like, no way. You don't know what I did last night. I was out with the boys, smoking, drinking, whatever, right? So cool. So we get to this point, right? When I used to go to school, I looked at certain people like a beacon. You had people like Casey Jackson was a beacon for me. I'm not gonna just say Casey by herself because I don't want to, make his dog back Casey. We had people like Sean Bays, a guy like Gary McQueen. You had guys of a beacon that they had a passion like to be great, right? And they was nice, and they were dedicated, and they was always assertive. So, and Casey, for instance, she was that person too. She was a leader. She had a smile. She was always kind to me, right? So that's all I needed from my classmates. And so that's why I bring Casey. That's why I made this whole connection to Casey, because I always felt like she was always nice to me. So I could always feel like I could hit Casey up, right? So that's how we got here, Casey. That was a long story, but
it wasn't long. It was your story to tell.
I had to take myself on camera because I didn't want to, shed any tears. But
no, look, I had to turn mine off too, because I was like, that was one. Thank you for sharing your story, because that's a part of you. That's a part of your journey, and I didn't even realize me saying that to you had been something that you have been repeatedly hearing. And so now that you're in this space, you can, like I said, nurture it and grow it. But also, the things that you said about me were very kind, because like me in high school was an interesting time, and college as well. But high school and college, they were just interesting times. But things happened. Not all good things happened. But I didn't always do what was right either. But my mom wrote me a letter when I went to college. And she told me that like I had a gift from God of being able to always find resolve with situations. Like I always, no matter what happened to me, like with friends or just like whatever, I could find resolve and be at peace with it and not carry things. So to me in high school was heavy. But I mean that's everybody, right? You think it's the worst thing that's gonna happen to you when it happens in high school, and then but keep living. Right. So one, thank you for sharing that story, but also just thank you for your kind words, because I did not see myself that way in high school. Yeah. So I'm glad that others were able to see it, because I didn't see myself like that.
I could believe that, because I think that's how we all look at ourselves. Right. I'm hard on myself too, right? Mm-hmm. It was I'm hard on myself because a guy I don't want to say names, but I've been texting everybody, in the group chat. I mean, not group chat, but DMs, right? But one guy, he kind of looked at my life. He looked at my pictures. I don't know what he had in life right now, but he kind of looked at me like how I looked at you, right? And I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. I didn't even see that in myself. Like, dang, like he looked at me like this guy, right? I was like, cool, but I didn't see myself like that. So I see what you're saying when you say what you said.
Yeah.
So I mean, so that's what I'm saying. That's like the connection. It goes all the way back to like the high school or to elementary school. Like we help each other. We have helped each other in life, and we have to honor that, and we have to embrace it. Like we can't just let this die out like that, because when something does happen to somebody, and I never got to tell Casey how I felt, I would have felt a bad way. I would felt like I didn't do my purpose in life. I didn't do what I need to do. I need to tell her that. So it was like, I'm glad I told her that. And then this is the next, like I said, this is part of the next chapter in life. Like, we're trying to grow spiritually together, you know. There's gonna be a time I'm gonna need Casey again. I'm gonna need Casey prayers. She's gonna need my prayers, you know. And so now that we're here acknowledging that, you know, growing together, you know, and I'm gonna say another thing about what I'm saying, because when I get to the point of I'm in the spirit now, Casey, right? So when I get to the point of life and death, right? You got to honor people. I found the secret. I done found the secret out. Like I said, firefighter. I see it every day, right? I see the death every day. I see fellow firefighters dying. I mean, you see it, right? But I tell you, when my mom passed away, that's when I really finally saw it. That's the one. Of course, everybody's mom and their dad passed. That's the biggest one. But my mom, she left us behind so much memories. She left books. She left videos, preaching, sermons. I mean, I watch so much. I'm becoming her. You know what I'm saying? So I honor her every day through that. So like, she lives through me. So my mom she's with me. So you can't tell me nothing about my mom. It's gone. She's pushing me every day.
Right.
Every day. So I think we have to honor people and take something from them that you like, and, you know, apply it to your life. So that's what it's all about. So I think we can help each other, guys. So that's my whole thing about this, man. It's the whole point about this reunion, getting back together, sharing stories, helping each other. Like I say, my mom helped a woman that she didn't have to help. It's somebody in this class that going through something that's going through similar thing that you're going through. So talk to somebody different. It might not be your friend you grew up with, like me, Casey, hang out. She my road dog right now. She my ace. You know, I got a lot of friends, but I don't hang around too many people. But right now, Casey, Robin, Candy, they're my ace.
I got your back, Ryan. We're gonna make this happen, and I'm happy that you're doing this. Yeah. With making these memories and these connections, and I know that you're going to do this with more classmates. So classmates, if you're still watching, make sure you reach out to Ryan, because he is going to continue this work. This is just the first episode. Ryan is going to continue to make these connections over the next year, leading up to our reunion, and more than likely beyond. Like, I think Ryan is going to carry this torch that's going to keep the class of 05 connected, because we've lost a lot. Yeah, lost a lot. But we're still here, those of us that are still here, and we are connected, whether or not we want to be connected. We're connected from 3333 Covenant Pike. Some of us were there all 6 years. Some of us were there a few years here, there, and in between. But at the end of the day, we're all a part of each other's stories, because we walked those hallways, and we walked across that stage, and we graduated in our maroon caps and gowns at the Mid-South Coliseum. Okay. So we are all a part of each other's story. Even with me, when people reach out to me, it's crazy, because I've had the same number since 7th grade. Since I've had a cell phone. I got a cell phone, I turned 13. And I've had the same number since the 7th grade. And it's so crazy, because people will randomly call, and I'll answer as long as it doesn't say spam. I'll answer. And they're like, is this Casey Jackson? I'm like, yes. You know, who is this if I don't have it saved? And they were like, I just remember your number. Because, you know, back then we used to memorize numbers. Yeah. But I've had the same one, and I don't plan on changing it. So, look, if y'all ever had my number, you still got it. But reach out, and I would love for all of us to remain connected. I know the purpose that we're doing this right now is in preparation for the reunion, but like these connections go beyond that. So thank you, Ryan.
Exactly. Appreciate you, Kate. Appreciate it. Me a lot. Also, Jamario Bibbs, that's my guy. I mean, the team we building. I mean, like I said, this is our guy, Casey. Like I said, Kelly. I mean, Kelly joining. She got a passion, man. She got a passion. Jamario, same way. I mean, I'm learning so much from you guys. Like I said, I could talk in front of 1,000 people, Casey. But certain things about me, I don't like. As far as not like, but I don't like putting stuff on Facebook. I'm not a new era. I'm an old school type person. So I guess just hanging with y'all guys, talking to y'all, like seeing your pictures, seeing Candace. Candace, I always talk to everybody, right? I'm a friendly person in person.
Oh, everybody. That's why I say Candace.
Yeah.
She gonna let us. She gonna make sure that we know.
Yeah. So she does that, and it kind of helped me out. Like the other day, I post some pictures. I rarely post pictures. I posted like 15 pictures, right? I wasn't trying to post it. I was trying to figure a way how to post it without announcing it, because I have such a big heart. If you say something, I'm gonna respond. And then you talking about Facebook, might be 200 likes. I'm gonna hit every single one of them, right? If you say something like, I got to conversate now, right? I just don't like texting, and I don't really like. So I'm opening up a little more, sharing myself, right? Mm-hmm. So y'all help me with that. Y'all been helping me with that a little bit, so I appreciate y'all on that part. And anything we need to mention as far as committee?
Well, one, we have closed the form. The form closed yesterday, right? It was the last day. So the committee, we're getting together this week to look at all the responses and to communicate more information. So thank you, Ryan. How many people ended up? Was it like 99, 100?
99, Casey. I was mad about that one.
99. We needed one more. Is there another? Okay. Send us a message if you say, you know what, I didn't do it, but I will be 100, and we will perform just for you so we can have 100. But it's still amazing because we had I think that card I found said we had 299 classmates, right? I think that's right. So to get 100 responses out of 299 classmates,
I'm glad you.
I'm gonna go ahead and claim it's 100.
I'm glad you said it, Casey, because that's nothing. I like to joke and have fun. I'm kind of silly.
Let it go, Ryan. Don't even do it.
I have to.
Don't do it. Let it go. I already know what you're gonna do. No, don't do it.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Since you say don't do it, but
the point of me showing the card was to say, oh, I found my senior book, and this is how many people graduated with us. But Ryan was all in my business, and I'm trying to be in the class of 05 business so we can know how many people we need to try to reach.
But that's why I'm saying that's what I like about you the most, because you don't understand. I have a passion, right? You're competitive, which is cool. I love competitiveness. Like the number you showed, that was a good number. You know what I'm saying? So I joke. I kind of elbowed you real quick to say, the number, what it was. Can I say the number? Or are we not saying number at all?
You can say the number now. That was the number.
It was 4 out of 299, right? I don't know what number I was, right? But I think she showed it one time, and then she said something about number one. Who number one was so and so. So I said, who 2 and 3? We know who number 4 is. So Casey kind of looked at me like, But when she looked at me, I said, I get it, because it's nothing. I mean, she has a passion to be great. So I understood, like, it's a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's like, right. She has that passion. And that's why I love that passion.
You all in my business. I'm trying to show y'all, hey, we had 299. I'm doing research for this reunion. And Ryan was like, I was like, okay, Ryan, I see you.
Yeah. But outside that, like I said, committee notes and then people. We got a lot of people who are interested. We're gonna figure out a way to get you guys on our subcommittees and all that. In our committees, we'll be reaching out in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. Is that accurate? So y'all should be hearing from us, and we're gonna be working, man. We're gonna be working. We're gonna try to make the best thing for. What the people said we're gonna do. That's how we should do it. That's how I always should be. So let's keep it that way, right?
Yes, and we're gonna make this happen, and we would love to see you all. We would love to see your families. We would just love to see you all next year. whatever time of year the reunion is. Like I said, the committee so far is going to pull the form and honor the responses that were shared, and we will be communicating that information soon. So I'm excited. I can't wait to jump into planning. And also shout out to Coach VanHooks. I called him when we first started just thinking of what this could look like, just for some options. And Coach VanHooks is like, whatever y'all need, I got you. So shout out to him. He's still at Craigmont.
What's up?
I think Coach VanHooks might be in charge of to my head, not my heart. Coach Anderson was still there, but he retired a couple years ago.
Right.
I actually think that Coach VanHooks may be the only person that is still at Craigmont that was there when we were there. He's an assistant principal now.
That's dope. That's dope.
If my memory serves me correctly, that was there like from our 9th grade year. I know that there are a couple teachers that came like as we progressed that are still there. But just like that was with us the whole time. I think Coach VanHooks is the only one there. And I also randomly, I still run into Mr. Long. He used to work in Memphis Shelby before he retired. And every time we were in the same space, he had to let the whole room know. But I love Mr. Long as well. So I'm excited. I'd love to not only see the class, but our teachers, our admin. Let's find them. Let's connect. So Ryan, I'm giving you a challenge. Are you up for the challenge?
Always, Case. Come on now.
I want you to, I know you're going to interview us, and I cannot wait to see all of the classmates that you jump into this space with. But I want you to go find our teachers too.
Our teachers, cool. Coach Purnell, that's easy. Yeah, Coach Purnell, that's easy.
Coach VanHooks will do it. Miss Brown, we can find her very easy. I know some people may not want to hear from Mr. Long, but that was our principal now. We're gonna hear from him if he's up for it. But I challenge you.
Whoever. Bring them on, Cases. Come on.
Janet Thompson. I run into her often.
Yeah.
So let's that's my challenge for you. I know you're gonna continue this with the classroom. With the classmates, but I'm adding an extra layer.
Hey, bring it on.
Of bringing in our teachers. And I know that might be a little hard for you. I'm gonna have to find a junior yearbook. I have every yearbook.
I got junior yearbook, and I got 2000. I got the 04, 2000.
Okay.
So those three.
Because I know you said 05 does not have teachers.
They don't have teachers. We got to figure that out. Who put the yearbook together? I started yearbook staff.
You did the yearbook. Silently let us know that you were on the yearbook.
I saw my boy Butch on the staff too. I'm like, I made him up about that one.
I think Butch may have just gone to all the pictures on yearbook pictures.
Let's not do that. I saw him on a football picture too. He might have played one game or so.
But we love Butch as well.
I love Butch, man. I love Butch from day one. That's a day one.
20 years ago. And guess what? In their yearbook, you see Butch all up and through it. So he was there. Okay.
He was there for sure. He was there. But outside that case, I think we're covered. Before I say, I need you to stay after the show though. Okay. Once I stop recording.
Okay, but Ryan, before you stop recording, you know what I'm always going to ask you to do.
I was about to pray us out. Okay. I was telling you to stay after I pray us out.
I'll still be here, but you are gonna close us out, Chaplain.
All right, bow your heads. All right, Lord, we as a class want to send our love and prayers to Kevin Terry and the Cole Jones family. They're going through some difficult times, and we just hope our prayers help with the healing process for both families. We know love and support can go such a long way, and we know that it does. So we just want to pray for my dear friend Casey. She took time out of her day to come support. I pray you continue to bless her and use her as a blessing to many others. Keep walking and guiding her with your light. She deserves what she desires in this life. Have faith that her prayers will be answered. I also want to pray for the entire class. We've been through so many different things, different journeys, and sometimes it gets rough. So I just hope this platform to help us reconnect and grow together. And with your direction. We're gonna only move with your direction. We can do all through you, all for your kingdom. God is life, and life is love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, that was a good case. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. So this podcast, first episode, life and love. Y'all like the logo? The logo. One of my friends made a logo. She's very nice. I'm not gonna say her name, but I like the logo. But we out, man. Life and love. We out. Class 05, the last class with class.
Last class with class.
Most deaf. Hold on.